good after this win. 8 points on the night. Let's hear from him.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Draymond, over here. What sort of sparked your defense in the second half? They only scored 42 points. I don't think they scored at all the first 3 or 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. And how much of that started with Kevon?
Everything started with Kevon. I think all series we've done a good job of defending in the half court. So number one, what sparked our defense is taking care of the ball, not turning the ball over, allowing them to get out in transition, and they had to play against our half court defense. For the most part, all series, our half court defense has been good, but we've given them transition opportunities and then also second chance points. So where it started with Loon, that was dominating the glass. Once we dominated the glass, then it allowed us to show how good our defense had been. And, once we did that, it allowed us to set our offense, get good offensive possessions, and we connected the game together. But Kevon Looney was huge. Andrew Wiggins, incredible defense. Everybody started boxing out. It was great. GP came off the bench. He was really into Malik Monk. And, we stuck with our game plan, and it ended up working for us.
Draymond, some people doubt if championship DNA is a real thing. Did we just see an example of it?
I think it's a real thing. Some people you just cut a little differently. You made it a little differently, and then you talk about that DNA, that experience. We leaned into that today, but you got to give those guys a lot of credit. Starting with the head of the snake, Mike Brown, to come to an organization that hasn't seen the playoffs in 16 years and put the team together or bring the team together the way he did is absolutely incredible. So you give Mike Brown credit. De'Aaron Fox being the head of the snake from a player perspective, led his guys, tough player. One of the futures of this league. And, this won't be the last we see of Fox. This won't be the last we see of the Kings. They're headed in the right direction, and you got to give them a lot of credit. So it was I'm honored to have played in that series, to play in this hostile environment. The fans were incredible. As I continue to progress in my career, you appreciate these moments. You appreciate fan bases like this, loud before the game, loud when the game starts, loud after the game. You have a strong appreciation for environments like this. So I'm very thankful to have played in this series. It was a fun one for us.
Draymond, Steph is the first player to ever drop 50 in a Game 7. Can you sense when he's going to have a big game and lock in and really kind of will you guys in a way that he did tonight? Yeah,
I knew he'd be locked in. When you have an opportunity like tonight, Game 7, we haven't had this opportunity many times. I think this was our 5th one. We played over 30 series, and this is our 5th Game 7, so they're rare. When you have rare situations, rare players do rare things, and Steph Curry was that tonight. He was absolutely amazing. He controlled the tempo of the game. He controlled the pace. No turnovers. I think he had 1 turnover the entire game. He had the ball the whole game. You can tell when he's locked in and he's laser focused, there's not many defenses in the world that can stop him.
Hey, Draymond. You and Darren had a nice smack talk going throughout this entire series. And after the game, you guys had a nice moment together. If you don't mind sharing what you said to him in that moment.
Just pay my respect. I've been in a lot of playoff series against a lot of different guys. And if I'm honest, you leave most with less respect for a lot of guys. Whether it's, how they act in the moment, how they step up to the pressure. I've lost a lot of respect for guys over the years in the playoffs. And then there are some that you gain respect for. There are some that you see and they're cut from that same cloth you feel like you're cut from. And Fox is one of those guys. And so I just paid my respect, man. Hard-fought battle. Obviously, he's on the wrong end of it. We've been there before. Like, I've been to a Game 7 and lost in the first round. That was my second year in the league. We did that against the Clippers. And it's a part of it. You know, you have to go through that to ultimately reach where you want to go. And so I was really just showing my love and respect for him as a competitor. I was honored to compete against him today, or this series.
Draymond, you kind of alluded to my question when you were answering Maddie's. You guys have played in, this is your 5th Game 7. All of them are pretty famous now. The Clippers won to Cleveland, beating OKC, and then against the Rockets. Where does this fall just in levels of like gratification, watching what Steph did? Clay said that this is the Steph Curry game of Game 7.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you're in the moment of something, that's always going to feel bigger, I think. And so being in this moment right now, like this feels like the biggest one. Quite frankly, the performance Steph put on, you look at all the things that we've gone through this year as a team. To win Game 5 here and then go home and lay an egg, to then come back here on the road and have to do it all over again and do it even better than you did it in Game 5, which was very impressive. I think that speaks, that speaks volumes. Now, you talk about the last dance, the this, the that, and that takes things up another couple notches, you know. So this one definitely feels special, to watch Steph have the game that he had, total domination. Those are the moments that, you know, I'm a basketball fan. You know, as a fan, you can appreciate. As a teammate, that's the guy you want to go to war with, you know, those guys, not just Steph, you know, the guys that that's the guys you want to go to war with, but the way he performed, man, like, he left no doubt. And I think that's a beautiful thing. You know, we always talk about Game 7 and, you know, how big that is in sports. And to see a GOAT leave no doubt, it's absolutely incredible.
Very quick turnaround for Tuesday night. Just early thoughts on the series against the Lakers.
Totally different team, than they've been the last couple years. Since they've made those trades at the deadline, they've been an incredible team. I think they finished this regular season 20-9. LeBron is playing more off the ball than he ever has in his career, which is, I applaud. It's hard for a guy like that to make that transition, and he's seamlessly done it. And it's helped their team. Not that LeBron on the ball is a problem, but it's just allowed other guys to do more. So they're playing with confidence. Austin Reeves is playing with a ton of confidence. He's playing great basketball. Rui Hachimura is playing with a ton of confidence. AD is obviously AD. LeBron's LeBron. D'Lo has got it going those last couple games over the course of their last series. They have a bench, so it'll be a tough series. But that's what you expect as you move forward in the playoffs. But we're going up against a very good team. Looking forward to getting our game plan tomorrow, whatever that's going to be, and then, starting to put it to work on Tuesday. But it's a quick turnaround, so maximizing your recovery is important for us.
Draymond, of course, you guys, you got the first 2 games at home, though. But we talked to Steve earlier about, the regular season record, which he said, it shouldn't even be talked about. And you have won your last 2 road wins in the playoffs, both here in this building. Just wanted to get your commentary on, how you guys are playing and want to continue playing on the road.
Yeah. What was our regular season record overall? Anybody? Yeah. What about our overall record? 44, 38. Yeah, who cares? Regular season is regular season. It is what it is. We had our struggles. We don't make much of it. We didn't come into this series like, man, we haven't won on the road. We came into this series like we need to win 1 on the road, whatever that is. If that's game 1, 2, 5, or 7, we need to do it. We did it. Put ourselves in a position to only have to do it once and then let it slip at home and had to come do it again. But at no point was our mindset like, man, you think we can win on the road? Like, we know what we're made of. We know what it takes to win in these type of environments, in these situations, and we lean on that.
Draymond, you mentioned the last dance without getting into any of that stuff in terms of the future. There is a sense that, it seems like the rest of the league's kind of trying to turn the page on all of you guys, right? The Warriors, LeBron, like every time I'm down there, we ask him, how are you still doing this at 38? Like, and now it's you 2 guys again. How are you guys still in this position, and especially against him?
Well, I think number one, you're talking about some of the ultimate competitors. LeBron is one of the ultimate competitors. Steph, Clay, myself, Loon, ultimate competitors. And so to have these opportunities, we don't take for granted. I think, who you are as a professional show during these times. Here we are 8 years later from the first time we met in a playoff series and still playing at that level. That's special. It says a lot. It says a lot about who you are as a pro and how serious you take this, how you appreciate this game. And I know I speak for all the guys I just mentioned when I say the appreciation for the game and for the stage, for the lights. Like, I was talking on my podcast the other day after Game 5, I think it was, just like that feeling that you get playing in these type of environments like that, it can't be replicated. It's like it's goosebumps, man. Like this is what you prepare for these moments. And this series against the Lakers is going to be epic. You got Steph, you got Bron doing it all over again. We've never played against the Lakers in a playoff series. We get to experience that. It's a ton of little things going on, but what I will say is stop trying to turn the page on us so fast. Stop trying to turn the page on Bron so fast. We get so caught up in what's the next thing that we don't appreciate the current. And then you get to the next thing and looking back like, man, I wish we still had that. I wish we could still see this. So for me and our guys, we're going to appreciate this every step of the way and continue to appreciate it, but also put ourselves in the best position we can to be successful. And you go from there and you live with those results, knowing that the work has already been put in. Yes, you have to continue to prepare day in and day out, but the work has been put in, and that's why we're here. You continue to rely on that and lean on it.
Draymond, what do you make of Steph when he starts sort of interacting with the crowd and saying things to the crowd and motioning to the crowd? And you mentioned the atmosphere here. What's it take for a star player to have that type of performance and that type of atmosphere?
Just laser focused. He knew everything that he wanted to get to versus their defense, and he got to it. He actually missed a couple of shots that he probably would love to get back and still had the night that he had. But it takes a special person to show up in an environment like that and do what Steph did. That's why you get paid the big bucks. That's why you are who you are. That's why he's top 75 greatest players and 2-time MVP. That's why. Because no matter what the environment is, you show up in a major way and you carry whatever it is that you have to carry. We're all lucky that we're living during a time where we get to experience and appreciate some of the greatest sports ever played, some of the greatest matchups the world has ever seen. I have a strong appreciation for it as a competitor. I have a strong appreciation for it as a fan.
Draymond, you guys faced a lot of adversity this series. You got suspended. What did you learn about yourself and your teammates?
I learned nothing about me. I'm pretty in tune with myself. And every team is different, every team, yes, some of the pieces are the same, but every team is different. And I think in that Game 3, we really learned how to stick together, how to band together around something, one thing, and push forward. And I thought that was huge for this group. Like you said, it's a group who's faced a lot of adversity. But you only face a real adversity when you are expected to do great things. There were a ton of teams this year with more adversity than us, but no one expects them to do anything, so then you just don't talk about it. We enjoy that pressure. We enjoy those lights. You appreciate it. I told the guys before the game tonight, we've put ourselves in a position to play in one of the highest pressure situations that you can be in. Embrace it, and that's how we try to attack every day.
Draymond, it's rare that you face a team that wants to play as fast, if not faster than you. It looked like a couple times tonight.
Monk said we was old.
Looked like a couple times tonight you had the opportunity to run, and you maybe slowed down a little bit. It looked like sometimes when you closed out, you took a couple take fouls, kind of slow the game down. Was that part of the game plan, to slow down a little bit?
I didn't necessarily take a take foul to close out and slow them down. You take the foul so they don't get in the paint and then kick out to the other side. Now you get Herter shooting it, you get Murray shooting it, you get all of those guys shooting it. And so I think, being a little more strategic about how they're getting into our paint and what that causes. And then as far as slowing it down on an offensive end, when you see something that works, you be a fool not to stick with it. And, when Steph gets the ball and he slow it down, he's trying to get to something. And every time we did it, we got to what we wanted to get to. And so we ran when the opportunity was there. But, if it's not there, let's slow it down and get a great look, the looks that we know we can get to, and that was good for us. All right.